Namaste, Vanakkam, Swagatam, Shubdinam, Suprabhat, and welcome to all our esteemed members of IYA who are participating in today's cycle program. Today is the 22nd month that we are having this program on the first Sunday of every month without a break. And I'm so pleased today to be introducing our beloved Dr. Karuna Nagarajan, who's going to be leading today's session. Namaste ji. We will begin with the Shantipad, and then I'll give a brief introduction of ma'am, and then we'll go right into the session today. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karubhavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gives me great pleasure today to be introducing our beloved Dr. Karuna Nagarajan, who is a very well-known figure in our yoga circles and has done amazing seva for our beloved Mother Yoga over many decades. Dr. Karuna has an MBA, an MSc in yoga and a PhD in yoga and music therapy. This is a beautiful combination, and because we have our Institute of Salitogenesis at SBV, having schools of yoga therapy and music therapy, ma'am is also one of our honorary advisors because of her beautiful expertise in both the yoga and the music therapy. She is serving as professor and principal at the School of Yogic Sciences at SVYASA. As we know, SVYASA is the pioneering yoga university in the world. She is the co-founder of Swaraveda Foundation, and this is dedicated to music therapy courses, research, consultancy, where she is integrating the biorhythm theory of Swaraveda and Ayurveda combined with yoga. She is trained in both Carnatic and Hindustani classical music, bringing together the northern and southern traditions. And she has been teaching yoga philosophy, all the yogic texts, the yoga therapy principles and practices, the Patanjala Yoga Sutra, and for the past more than a decade, she has been teaching all of these subjects and conducted many batches, online short-term courses combining yoga and Indian music therapy. I have to specially recommend her very beautiful book on Indian music therapy that I had the privilege of reviewing some years ago. In fact, her course on music therapy, and for those who are interested in taking this up, is approved by the Health Sector Skill Council, which is something very special, and the academic committee chaired by none other than Dr. Devi Shetty. She has been a professor at Vivekananda Yoga University in USA for ancient yoga texts. She is guiding PhD scholars in yoga and music therapy, and our Indian Yoga Association, in its first batch of recognitions, recognized her as a Yoga Chikitsa Acharya for her sustained contributions to therapeutic yoga, mentoring and academic engagement over the last 2 decades. She has authored textbooks. I have worked with her on many committees, and I know she is amazing in putting together the syllabus and the textbook, very, very methodical. And so the textbooks for the NCTE on yoga education, which is used for various modules. She has been on committees to design the curriculum for the IGNOU and authored books on the concept of health, mental health and yoga lifestyle. She has been part of the NIOS, the National School for Open Schooling, to develop the curriculum development in the Ministry of Human Resources. And as I said earlier, the Introduction to Indian Music Therapy, highly recommend that book. It is tremendous. published multiple peer-reviewed papers and all of that. But I think more than all of this, this is all so that those who don't know her can know the amount of work she has done. I think, whenever you meet her, you come across this dynamic Shakti who is constantly striving to share the knowledge. And I think this is where we need such jnana dutas in our Indian circles who will spread the jnana to the next generation. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Karuna Nagarajan ma'am, who's going to be talking about yoga and music therapy coming together in a harmonious fusion. And as I will be leaving the meeting after some time for many, many events happening today, I will be requesting my dear colleague at ISCM, our principal of yoga therapy, Dr. Meena Ramanathan, to continue to host today's event. Again, she is very well known to Dr. Karuna, both amazing Shaktis, and Dr. Meena will help to bring together the question answers at the end and wind it up on my behalf. So with this brief introduction, over to you, Karuna ma'am. The screen is all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you are the guiding force for all these things. And so meticulously, you are doing this cycle program from, as you told, 22. This is the 22nd, and it's so amazing. And I follow in all the aspects, like your books, your papers. Every time I will be following you, sir. You are my one of my gurus, sir. And thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And Dr. Meena ji, thank you so much. You are here and supporting me. And first of all, I would namaste to all. I want to thank and my heartfelt pranams to my Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra, and Dr. Nagratna ma'am, who was a guiding force for me. I have worked with her for Yoga Chikitsa and under her guidance in Arogyadama, one of our health home in Prashanti Kutiram. And also all my gurus who have where I have started, because I was a MBA graduate. For me to come and sustain in this yoga field, it's all the gurus' contribution. Professor NVC Swami, Professor TM Srinivasan. I had wonderful gurus. I understood what is that guru only in Prashanti Kutiram. So thanks to first another thanks to my guru Dr. H.R. Nagendra. So let me begin this session. I hope you are able to see my slides moving.
Perfect, ma'am.
Yeah. So yoga and music both are mind-body medicine. So what is yoga? Yoga is an expansion of narrow, constricted, egoistic personality, giving rise to negative emotions like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These are all the negative emotions. Actually, yoga is that when we expand ourselves, we will be removing all these negative emotions from our system, and we can expand ourselves to that all pervasive, external, and blissful state of reality. So, this is what is yoga, and yoga is a mind body medicine which aims to purify our mind. That means it is purification of mind with where we don't get into this negative emotions. That is main thing. And it is told that yoga is yujyate anena iti yoga. That means joining the jivatma with the paramatma. For us to join that all love, all peace, and all so wonderful being that is paramatman, we have to imbibe all those qualities. So that is why what even Meera sings in one of her songs, Tuma gunavant susahib kahiye mo me ya gunasara. Let all the qualities come to me, good qualities of that Paramatman, so that I can join that Paramatman. And yoga, as I told you, is mind body medicine. Music is also mind body medicine. Now, what is this mind body medicine? Mind body medicine is when you change your inner attitude, automatically your body gets healed. That means mind and body is connected. And when we say yujyate anena iti yoga, joining the jivatma with the paramatman, it is mainly we have to mend our mind, mend our attitude, then only that is possible. And this is a very important thing. It is like the soul, which is the inner being, is emitting the light of love. Actually, it is just like when a light enters into a spectrum, it gets split into 7 colors. Similarly, what is happening is when the light of love is emitted from the soul or the inner being, it comes across the ahankara, I-ness, and gets split into 6 negative emotion. That is kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So it is for us to remove this ahankara, remove these negative emotions, and allow the light of love to surface. Yoga is love. Yoga is to see everyone in the light of love. Then only it is possible to join that Jivatma with the Paramatma. And coming to, as I told you, yoga is mind body medicine. We should understand what is mind before we start our journey. Now, what is mind? Shankaracharya very beautifully puts in Nirvana Shataka, Mano Buddhyahankara Chittani Naham. I'm not the Manas. I'm not the Chitta. I'm not the Ahankara. I'm not the Buddhi. So, what am I? Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. I am that inner blissful awareness. He says, here comes the 4 functions of mind. So, mind is Manas. When we say mind, it has 4 functions. Manas, that is perception. You perceive the outer world with the 5 senses. That means you perceive the external world with these 5 senses. And second, whatever you perceive, whatever you experience, you actually store it in your chitta. That is a storage faculty. It's like hard disk. And what happens is, third one is ahankara. You identify everything with this body. Dehatma bhava. Everything with the body. My husband, my children, my bag, my laptop. So everything you relate it to your body. So that is what is ahankara. And next one is buddhi. Buddhi is that inner voice which gives you the discrimination. It tells us, hey, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. It gives you that discrimination. It guides you continuously, whether you want or not, it guides you. Only when your mind is calm, you will be able to listen to this inner voice. So, coming to these 4 functions, how does it work? Let me tell you, for you to understand further, let me give you with an example how these 4 functions works, so that you will understand this underlying concept. Let us take, you have a plot. You have a plot of 60/40 or something. So what you did was you built a beautiful house, ground floor parking, first floor. This is what a present day architect. First floor, it is a living room and kitchen. Next, it is some rooms. So you have built the palatial house, and you invited everyone for your housewarming ceremony, and happily you started living there. Now, your neighbor also had a similar plot. So, what did he do? He built a half the area of that 60/40, a small house, and in front of his house, he made a garden. Very rare, you would have seen. They construct the building in every even one small place. They won't even have to keep a tulsi plant. They don't do that. They don't think about it. Now, what happened? When your neighbor built a beautiful house and he made a garden, and he placed lot of roses, hibiscus, all these things. It was when it blossomed, it was a sight to look at. Every time when you were passing through that beautiful garden, your eyes, visual perception, it used to go and look at that garden, and that picture of that beautiful garden got stored into your chitta. So when you came home, you used to sit in the reclining sofa, close your eyes. You were very tired. And when you closed your eyes, the picture, whichever the beautiful picture of the garden which was stored into your chitta came to the surface. Then you said, such a beautiful garden. That whatever you thought you had added, beautiful garden, again it goes to the chitta and stations there. Then again that thought of beautiful garden comes to the surface, and you say, hey, in that beautiful garden, those rose plants are amazing, so beautiful. So that thought again goes back into the chitta, settles there. Again it comes, and you say, hey, those red roses, so beautiful it is. So beautiful. Again it will go back to the chitta. Then it comes to the surface. Then you say, hey, I wish I could smell those roses. Here came ahankara. I wish I could smell that rose. I could touch those soft petals. That means you want to enjoy. That goes back and settles there in your chitta. Again, this thought comes to the surface, and you say, hey, I want that rose. This is the first negative emotion. I'm giving you a very crude example. It may happen to many other things. It may be your neighbor's car, neighbor's dress, neighbor's house, anything. It may happen. So this is just a crude example. So I want that rose. First negative emotion. Next, what happens? The buddhi comes into the picture and says, hey, hey, don't, no, 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 that is not yours. Don't go and pluck in your neighbor's garden when he is not there. So it is not good for you. It will be shameful for you. So it's not yours, buddhi says. Then what happens? The second one, then since you can't get whatever you wanted so dearly, Krodha arises, anger, because you can't get whatever you wanted. Let's take that when you come out of the house, your neighbor also comes out, and he plucks one rose from his garden, and he greets you, good morning, sir, and he gives you one rose. So the moment he does that, what happens? Hey, look at this fellow. The moment he looks at me, he's giving me a rose. What a great aura I'm having. What a great personality I'm having. You think too much of yourself. What is that called? Arrogance, mada. And what happens is next, he gives you only one rose from his garden. He has many roses. Look at this fellow. He has so many roses, but he gives me only one rose. Why can't he give me two or three roses? Or a bunch of rose? Why can't he give me? What is that called? Lobha, greed. And next one is, you know that enjoying that rose is not the ultimate happiness, but still your mind wants that rose so badly, and you think that is the ultimate. For my happiness, let me take it, grab it. So what is that called? Delusion, thinking that that is the ultimate happiness. That is moha. Next, you are jealous about that person having that garden. Who asked you not to make? But you are jealous. Matsara, Matsarya. So that I wish gave rise to these six negative emotion: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. As I told you, it is yoga is a process which helps us to remove this ahankara and remove these six negative emotion. Allow the light of love to surface. So this, when you remember these functions of mind, how it works in day-to-day life, you will understand what is yoga. Patanjali says, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. What is that? It is, what is vritti? Vritti is circle, right? There is a circular thought pattern, cycling or recycling of thought pattern between manas and chitta, chitta and manas, manas and chitta, chitta and manas, which I gave you in the example. That is called as vritti. Chitta vritti nirodha, to stop these modifications of mind or the mental fluctuation, that is yoga. So that is why we say yoga and music both are mind-body medicine, which helps us to awaken. Actually, music awakens the aesthetic consciousness. That is good, which Patanjali says, Maitri Karuna Mudito Pekshanam. So all the good qualities, it awakens that aesthetic consciousness, dealing with expression of one's feeling and emotions, and bestows unbounded joy and happiness, just like yoga. And coming to the purpose, as I told you, it is to join the creative principle and to shed the egocentric attitude. This is the purpose of both yoga and music. And now let us come, when we say therapy, we should know about our body. We should know about what is the genesis of disease. The concept of disease comes from Yoga Vasishta. So as per Yoga Vasishta, man, while interacting with the external world, gets attracted to various objects. I gave you the example of rose, which leads to imbalance between need and desires. And where that desire, the winds of desire, create ripples on the surface of the mind, which gives rise to emotions. So emotions are characterized by feelings such as, I like this, I dislike this, I love this, I hate this. So when the emotions become powerful, it starts guiding your action. I want this, I want that rose. Then you don't listen to your buddhi, go to your neighbor's house and pluck that rose. So you are doing something which is against what is right. And that is what Ayurveda talks about as prajnaparadha, knowingly going against what is right. So this is, and this leads to stress, which Yoga Vasishta calls it as adhi. Adhi ja vyadhi. Ja means born. Adhi, born out of stress, the disease. That is what we call it as adhija vyadi. Let me move to the. So, just to summarize, mind is agitated during the interaction with the world. The moment you step out of the house, criticism, complaining, competing, comparing, the four C's. So the moment these happens, there is lot of stress in your mind. When there is stress in your mind, you would have observed that these agitations in your mind causes violent fluctuation in the flow of prana, that is a vital force in your nadis. And prana flows in wrong paths without rhythm and harmony. And due to these disturbance and unsteadiness in the flow of prana, the food doesn't get properly digested, and it leads to three kind of digestive disorders, mainly ajirnatvam, kujirnatvam, and atijirnatvam. So this is how is the very beautifully spoken in our Yoga Vasishta, the cause of all these psychosomatic ailments, which is stress. And what is the solution? So Yoga Vasishta says is development of Sattva Guna. And Krishna lists 26 Sattva Gunas in 16th chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Please refer to that later on. So that is yoga way of life is to develop, imbibe all these sattva gunas, that is sadbhavana, that is positive attitude, and sadchintana, good thoughts. So yoga brings a shift in person's outlook and experience of life as the components of mind. So this is mindfulness, and this is what is the solution for stress in our day-to-day life. Sadbhavana and Satchintana. And second thing is mantras and music with their natural vibrational characteristics. This is told in Yoga Vasishta. So mantras, Charaka has recommended Vishnu Sahasranama, which is in Anushtuk Chandas, and the sound vibration which is created when you chant Vishnu Sahasranama in the proper intonation actually will help in healing. That is what I told just now when I started. That is what Meera sings. तुम गुणवंत सुसाहिब कहिए नमो में या गुणसारा. Vishnu Sahasranama talks about 1,000 gunas, attributes of the Supreme Lord, where we try to imbibe at least few. So this is one of the way to remove the stress. And third one is good actions. And all these things will bring purity of mind, where the prana flows freely in our body and food gets digested better and assimilated properly, allowing the disease to vanish. That is why when you go to Ayurveda doctor, first thing he asks you is, how is your bowel movement? He treats that, and where ama is removed and all the toxins accumulated in our body is removed, where the prana flows freely in our body. So this is the solution. And the yoga way of life is a holistic approach or integrated approach, where we give practices for all the 5 koshas, starting from Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. And this concept of body, we have got it from Taittiriya Upanishad. So we align the 5 sheets through yoga, where we bring that samatva. Samatvam yoga uchyate, right? So the the balance, key to balance, yoga is the key to balance. And ancient texts provide insight into achieving balanced state of physical, mental, emotional health, and accelerating towards a higher state of consciousness of self-realization. So it provides practices for all the 5 koshas, that is Pancha Kosha. And for Annamaya Kosha, we have yogic diet, and Krishna gives, please, you can later on go and see that 17 chapter 8, 9, 10. He says what is sattvic diet, what is tamasic diet, and what is rajasic diet. He says that for achieving that sattva state of mind, which is the yogic state of mind, you have to take sattvic food, which is very beautifully given by Krishna in 17 chapter 8, 9, 10. And also Hatha Yoga Pradipika talks about it. And next is Kriyas. Kriyas are internal cleansing, which helps to balance the 3 forces, that is Vata, Pitta, Kapha in our body, and also remove the toxins from our body. Excess vata, excess pitta, excess kapha is removed, and we get into a balanced state. And please remember, this ratio of vata, pitta, kapha is different. Each person has a definite ratio, which when we do this kriyas, we will bring that original ratio, whatever that when we were born, whatever or not even born, actually during the conception, whatever the prakriti or a constitution, we bring it to our original constitution. And next is asanas. So asanas, you all know that it comes from the Sanskrit verbal root as. It's a state of existence. It is just to sit. It is something beyond. Actually, it takes you beyond the body. It is asana. Nowadays there is a wrong misconception that yoga class means they just go to asana class. But where does asana take you? Asana takes you to that expand. It expands your consciousness. Sthira Sukhamasana, Prayatna Shaitilyam, Ananta Samapatti. Again, Ananta Samapatti has two meanings. One is your expansion. As I told you, yoga is expanding yourself by removing the egocentric attitude. So, Ananta Samapatti gives the same meaning. You are expanding yourself to that all pervasive awareness. And and another thing is, Ananta Samapatti has another meaning where it is said that Ananta, the Lord Ananta, holds the earth. In our Hindu text, it is told that he holds the earth in a balance. So when you do asana, it brings that balance within you. Finally, it takes you out of dvandva when you do all these things. So you can see that how that is the spiritual meaning. It's not about the body. It is something Anandamaya Kosha. It takes you to that Anandamaya Kosha. So Annamaya Kosha, for us to be healthy, we have to have this yogic diet, kriyas and asanas. And one more thing I want to insist here is, when you have food, especially people have this concept of lunch meat or meat lunch, whatever it is. Please don't do that, because you give 15-20 minutes time for you to have you have that. With the attitude of gratitude, you should have the food. And also your mind should be calm, not thinking anything, but have your food in a calm way. Just spare that 15-20 minutes for you to actually enjoy that food. And also, the first thing is, you should the food whatever you intake, actually there are 5 things involved in it, for it to get assimilate and give that sattvic mindset. You should know who has cooked the food, the person who has cooked that, the bhava in which the food is cooked, the bhava in which the food is partaken, and also um, uh, in like actually in what is the money, in which is the money, like how did you earn the money to buy that food, and whether the food was offered to the Supreme Lord. All these actually matters when you take food. And please, these are very subtle things, but please take care of these concepts. And next is Pranamaya Kosha. So pranayama is one which is recommended for Pranamaya Kosha, where there is a very the flow of pranayama. When you do pranayama, there is a particular flow of pranayama where you do first the vitalizing pranayama, which is Bhastrika and Kapalabhati. Then you move on to balancing pranayama, where you do full yogic breathing and Nadi Shodhana pranayama. And third one is you do sensitizing pranayama, which is Ujjayi. And fourth one, you do cooling pranayama. And the final one, you do Bhramari pranayama. Bhramari pranayama is the Laya pranayama, which takes you to that meditative state. Now, what is pranayama doing? It is preparing yourself to the meditation. So that is one aspect. And another aspect is, when you do, for example, when you do this balancing pranayama, where you involve all the 3 lobes, that first you do this full yogic breathing, and next you shift over to this Nadi Shodhana pranayama. When you do Nadi Shodhana pranayama, what happens? There is left nostril is connected to the parasympathetic nervous system, and right nostril is connected to the sympathetic nervous system. When there is the flow of breath in these two nostrils, when it is balanced, then there is a balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. That is fight or flight system and rest and restorative system. Not only this, when you do pranayama, there is a balance of mental energy and pranic energy in your system. When mental energy is subservient and pranic energy is more, you all know that it leads to hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and all, right? That means when pranic energy, that which means pranic energy is high, that is the sun energy high in your body, and the mental energy is less, that is the moon energy is less, that leads to hypertension, cardiovascular disease, etc., etc., anger, all these things, frustration and all. When the other way around, that leads to anxiety, depression, all mental disorders. So it is the aim of Hatha Yoga, Hatha, bringing the balance between sun energy and moon energy. So this is the balance which we bring it when you do pranayama. And next is Manomaya Kosha. We have three practices which is given to Manomaya Kosha, which is first we actually, all that pratyahara, that is withdrawal of your senses, is a bridge between your Antaranga Yoga and Bahiranga Yoga. And Bahiranga Yoga is, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. And next, Pratyahara is in between. It's a bridge between that Bahiranga and Antaranga Yoga, which is Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So you withdraw your senses. Unless you withdraw your sense, you can't focus, right? Dharana nahi hota hai. So it is, Dharana is focusing. Next, we come to meditation, Dhyana. So the best meditation technique is Japa Dhyana, where Krishna in Bhagavad Gita recommends that among the yagnas, I am the Japa Yagna. Now, what happens in Japa Yagna? Let me explain to you. In Japa Yagna, it is very easy to withdraw these five senses because you're holding the Japa bead, your touch sense is engaged, moving the beads, and your eyes looking at the deity. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Your eyes is looking at the deity. Your tongue is chanting the mantra. Your ears are listening to the mantra. Your nose is smelling the flowers or incense stick offered to the Supreme Lord. So all these five senses are engaged in higher taste. So Japa Dhyana is the easiest way to actually do meditation. So this is one aspect of meditation where we have that discrimination. Mind becomes calm and composed. Where we have discrimination, we will be listening to that inner voice, and we will be bringing a balance between need and greed. So this is about meditation. Next practice which is recommended is devotional sessions. Now, in devotional session or bhajan session, what happens? There are three phases in bhajan session. First, what you do when you go to a bhajan, how do you start? You slowly, Govinda Madhava. You start in a very slow manner where you start tuning yourself to that positive energy. Please underline that. You're tuning yourself to that positive energy. Second phase, what you do is you go in a fast phase. Bhajan goes in a fast phase. Then what happens when the bhajan goes fast phase? You would have observed many times tears come out of our eyes. So when that happens, what is happening when you are tuned to that positive energy, the negativity within you is thrown out through tears. You feel like choking it. You feel something where you feel something is getting out of you. That is, negativity is getting out of you. And third phase, again, you slow down. There is sublimation of emotion. You slow down where you are tuned to that positive energy. Negativity is removed there. So this is a wonderful emotion culture which is happening during devotional session or bhajan session, which is put under the banner of, or it is a practice under Manomaya Kosha. So next, let us come to Vijnanamaya Kosha. So Vijnanamaya Kosha, we have three practices, which is first one is self-study, Swa Adhyaya. You know, Patanjali talks about Yama Niyama first, then goes to Asana, then goes to Pranayama, like that it is the flow in Ashtanga Yoga. So why does he speak about Yama Niyama first? He speaks about Yama Niyama first, is which are personal discipline and social discipline, because it is very important for you to match your inner attitude and external action for you to go to that asana, sthira sukham asana. When you have conflicts in your mind, can you sit with the asana? Can you do pranayama? Can you have that sthirata, sukhata? It is not possible when you are having conflicts. When you don't match your inner attitude and external action, that leads to conflicted. How does it happen? Let us let me give you one example. You are walking in the street. What happens is you see someone coming in front of your uh, whom you know. So you would have judged him as a bad person. Oh, this person is coming. You think preconceived notion about that person. So when you come very near, what do? You give a big smile and you say, "Ha, good morning. How are you?" You give a big smile. But when he passes away, what you do? Immediately you say, "You dirty, cheap fellow, I know what you are." Like that means you galia dete hai. So when you think that you have cheated that person, but your inner voice is there, na, you can't cheat that. It will say, "Hey, why did you do that?" It won't stop guiding you. It will pinprick. But what happens? You start ending up with giving explanation to that inner voice. Hey, he's such a bad person. He did that. He did this. That is why I don't like him. You start giving explanation. That means there is a conflicted state between your inner guide and you, your mind. So that itself actually leads to stress in later on things. So this is what we are supposed to follow, yama niyama, then go for asana and pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana. Okay, so like this it goes. And self study is swa adhyaya. Observe yourself, self analysis. Here, self-analysis, there are four things, which is Buddha beautifully has told. Kayanupaschana, Vedanupaschana, Chittanupaschana, Dhammanupaschana. Kayanupaschana, observe your body. Second one is observe the sensations. Third one is observe what is happening in your mind, because the thoughts get translated into action. And observe your nature, your own nature, sattva, rajas, or tamas. It is for us to raise ourselves to that sattvic mentality. That is why we have Vedic personality questionnaire. You can fill it up and find out how much rajas, how much tamas, how much sattva is there. So Dhammanupashana is that only. Observe what is your nature and take proper action. That is what we call it as notional correction. And self-study has two aspects, which is very important for us. One is self-analysis, and second one is studying of the scripture. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita. This scripture has to be studied and You should do the notional correction by taking those concepts. Application is very important, and that is what is notional correction. Next is conflict resolution and counseling. So in our day to day life, we always have conflicts between one ethical norm to another ethical norm, conflict between one duty and another duty. Should I do this or that? How do I balance everything? So that aspects you have to solve. How do you do that? Studying of the scriptures. You get many messages from when you study these scriptures. And another thing is, we actually question the very basics, like, why should I be disciplined? Why should I be moral? Why should I be ethical? Again, answer is in our scriptures. So we question, who am I? That is what the stage of Yoga Vasishta came like this only. Because Rama, at the age of 16, he went for a pilgrimage. When he went for a pilgrimage, we don't know what he saw. When he came back from the pilgrimage, he becomes very sad and disgusted. And he disgusted, and he will not be interested in any of the affairs. He will be very in a very depressive mood he will be in. So that time what happens, Dasharatha asks Vasishta, the Kuluguru, to address Rama. That time what happens, Vasishta calls Rama to the court, and he asks him, what is happening? Why are you so depressed? In answer, like that time when he asks him, why are you depressed, he says all these questions. And all those questions, whatever Rama poses to Vasishta, even we would have experienced that. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where do I go? Why should I be moral? Why should I be ethical? So all these questions answer is there in the Shastras, our scriptures. And next one is, we have to understand ourselves. See, since you are all going to be yoga instructors or yoga chikitsa sahayak or something, you are all, you want to be that. But for that, you have to understand yourself for understanding others. You should be aware about what is happening within yourself. That means you should just check, are you having perfectionist attitude? Are you oversensitive? Do you have any congenital problems which has psychological repercussion? Have you undergone any trauma which has that in your life, which has that psychological repercussions? So all these things, answer to all these things is in Bhagavad Gita, it's in Bhagavata, it is in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. That is why for us to bring Vijnana Maya Kosha, that is the inner guide, to be strong, we have to be in touch with the scriptures. So that is why Swadhyaya is given so much of importance. And next one is Ananda Maya Kosha. So important thing which for us to understand this Ananda Maya Kosha is, we have 3 practices which takes us to that happiness mode, Ananda Maya Kosha. The first one is working in Karma Yoga. So working in Karma Yoga has, Karma Yoga, according to Krishna, has 4 principles, which he gives in 18th chapter, 23rd verse. Niyatam, Be disciplined in your action. Sangarahitam, don't get attached. Sanga is attachment. Third one is aragadveshata krutam, raise above likes and dislikes. And fourth one is aphala prepsuna karma, do the action, not not anticipating for the fruit of action. These are the 4 rules we have to follow for us to work in Karma Yoga. Now, what is this Karma Yoga? I'll just tell you one story which has influenced my life. Without telling this, I don't think it is a complete thing, which has really, I got one book um, uh, of which is Swami Jagadatmananda of Ramakrishna Ashrama publication. Learn to Live is the book's name. So I read this story in this book, and later on, of course, I read it in the net. I got that book also. It is a story of Brother Lawrence. So this story actually gives us how to do our work in our in because without work we can't stay. We have to do work. So how do you do that? What is the mindset you should have to work? See, this guy, before becoming Brother Lawrence, he was actually a soldier, and in one of the wars, he lost his. That means he hurt his leg very badly, and the head of the military camp told him, "You can't be a soldier anymore. You can." Actually, you be the head cook for this military camp, he says. From from a soldier to becoming a cook, it's come paradigm shift. It's something complete shift from a rajasic temper to a sattvic temperament. In military camp, they don't give you time for acclimatization or adjusting or something. So he started working as a cook. Now what happened there? So he started working, and every day it was hell for him. Like, it was so miserable. Everyone used to come and tell, "What the hell you have done? Kya kana bana diya?" Like that, they used to throw everything. They yell at him, shout at him, like that. It used to happen, and because of this, he actually he was so depressed, and he said, "What is happening in my life? Why am I becoming like this?" He was thinking, and it was a winter, and he came near the window, and he was looking at a tree outside the window which didn't have even a single leaf. The moment he saw that tree, something flashed into his mind. He said, "Hey, this tree doesn't have even one single leaf, but after 2-3 months it is going to be full of leaves. That means my situation is not going to be the same. Lord is there to take care of all these seasons, all these variations in our life. He's there. So why worry?" He said to himself, it happens, it happens, right? Sometimes one single thought actually changes our perception, and he makes a resolution. Hey, from here afterwards, whatever I do it for the love of the Lord. That means I feel the presence of the Lord. How is it that when you when you're doing something, you think that Lord is watching you? How is that feel? So he said that he is watching me. I will feel the presence, and I will do all my work, and I will work for my Lord. So even taking out a spoon from the stand, he used to say, "Hey, oh my Lord, I'm doing it this for this." That means here his attitude changed. There was a shift in his attitude. He was not bothered to satisfy his superior, but the Supreme Lord. So whatever he did was so nice from then onwards, that those people who were yelling at him and shouting at him used to come and tell him, "Hey, kya kana bana diya? You filled my heart. Oh, so nice it was." Now what is happening here? When he was pleasing the Supreme Lord, he was also pleasing all his fellow beings who are the children of the Supreme Lord. He used to see the love of light in everyone when he was pleasing the Lord. So there was a bhakti yoga and karma yoga combined, where all his actions was converted into karma yoga, and he didn't practice this for 1 day or 2 days. He practiced it for 30 long years. Nairantarya, Drudabhumi. Nairantarya is what Patanjali says is Nairantaryam. So that is what is working in karma yoga. Second one is, this is so beautiful, but we have lost this, tuning to the nature. Tuning to the nature is opening up all your senses to the nature. Your eyes, seeing that beautiful flowers, sunset, sunrise, all these things. But we have lost this. We are engaged so much in that smartphone that we don't even look and also open your eyes, ears to the sounds of the nature, chirping of the birds, whistling of the wind, song of the rain, song of the river. People go to riverside. Why? They just booze, they throw the chips packet, spoil the nature and come. They have not, this concept is not going to us. Opening our senses to the nature, smells in the nature, all this touching of the flower, all these things, you have to experience the nature. When you are experienced this nature, what happens is, the moment you enjoy this nature, immediately when you see a beautiful flower, what do you say? Oh my God, how beautiful it is. Don't you say that? That means there is yoga happening. You are connecting yourself to the creator. Yujyate anena iti yoga. Like that is happening. Oh my God, how beautiful. How beautiful is the sunrise. How beautiful is the moon. Moon and sun together in the early wee hours. How beautiful it is. So there comes that appreciating the creator when you tune to the nature. And tuning to the nature has another aspect where you bring your lifestyle in rhythm of the sun. Getting up early in the morning, going bed early. That means you go in the rhythm of the sun. That is why Ayurveda says dinacharya. Dinakara is one of the name of the Lord, Sun Lord. So dinacharya is follow the rhythm of the sun. And next is nurture the art within you. Whether it is, don't say that I don't have any art. Everyone is being bestowed with some or the other art, whether it is singing, dancing, painting, sculpting, something. Nurture the art within you. You see, you are in that Ananda Maya Kosha. That is no thought state. What is Ananda Maya Kosha? It's bringing yourself to that no thought state. Just I want to tell you one beautiful story from Chandogya Upanishad, where that person who attained, just tuning to the nature, being in the nature, he attained self-realization. It is a story of Satyakama. Satyakama went to Gautama Maharshi, young boy, and asked him, "Sir, please take me in your Gurukul as your Shishya." Gautama Maharshi looks at him and he asks, "What is your Gotra, lineage?" He comes back running to his mother and he asks, "Who is my father? What is my Gotra?" Mother Jabali looks at him, Satyakama, and says, "My dear child, I don't know to whom you are born because I was the servant maid in many houses, but you are my son. You are Satyakama Jabali. You are my son." No questions asked. Runs back to Gautama Maharshi. He tells the same thing in front of everyone. Gautama Maharshi smiles and says, "Yes, you can be my Shishya." The other students, fellow students will say, "If you take him as into the Gurukul, we are going to leave your Gurukul." Gautama Maharshi says, "No problem, but I am going to take him as my Shishya." Now, there was an assignment given to Satyakama. He says, he gives him 400 herds of cows and he says, "Make this 1,000 and come back." Then he goes to the forest. 400 to 1,000. Is it a joke? How many years does it take? That was the education which was given in Gurukul education system, which we have lost because we were colonized. How many Gurukuls were there? Now, you know. Now, of course, little it is reviving, but not to that extent. So he goes to the forest and he starts gazing the cows. He talks to the sun, moon, bulls, trees, everywhere. He talks and he learns so many things. And he does this for many, many years. And he comes back with 1,000 herds of cows to Gautama Maharshi and says, "Sir, I'm done." Gautama Maharshi looks at his face. He can understand this is a self-realized soul by seeing the effulgence on his face. And this is that person. Then he says, "You are done." He fine-tunes his knowledge and he's done. See, just being in the forest, being in tune with all the nature, he becomes self-realized. That is why tuning to the nature gets us to that Ananda Maya Kosha, silencing of our mind, which we have mentioned. Now, the crux, yoga, when we say yoga, it's not giving some asana to Annamaya Kosha. Yoga is all these practices put together, which we call it as integrated approach, bringing a balance in Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and moving to that Anandamaya Kosha. So that is what is yoga therapy. When we say yoga therapy, it is all these aspects put to practice. So this is about yoga therapy. Next is, all these are stress disorders, right? Psychosomatic ailments are because due to stress. Now, where does music come in these four stages during this development of stress disorder? So stress is developed in, first phase is psychic phase. So psychic phase, so this phase is marked by a mild but constant psychological and behavioral symptoms of stress, like bad temper, disturbed sleep, and other minor symptoms. This phase can be correlated with Vijnanamaya Kosha and Manomaya Kosha. So we can do the notional correction and bring a balance between in our Manomaya Kosha with yoga counseling, which I spoke just now, and psychotherapy, meditation, and music is very effective in this phase. And second phase is psychosomatic phase. So if the stress continues, there is a perceived stress, there is an increase in symptoms along with the appearance of generalized physiological symptoms such as occasional hypertension and tremors. This phase can be correlated with manomaya and pranamaya kosha, where yoga, counseling, pranayama, asanas, and music is very effective in this phase. And next is somatic phase. So this phase is marked by disturbed functions of organs, particularly the target or involved organs. At this, whatever the weak organs, according to our genetic genes, that target organs gets affected. And at this stage, one begins to identify this diseased state. So this phase can be linked with Annamaya and Pranamaya Kosha. Yoga, kriyas, asanas, and music as a therapy is less effective in this phase and may need to be used in conjunction. So here music is given as an add-on therapy with other methods of treatment. And organic phase, this phase is marked by full manifestation of disease state with pathological changes such as ulcerated stomach or chronic hypertension becoming manifest in their totality with their resultant complication. So this phase can be correlated with Annamaya Kosha as the disease has become fixed in the physical body. So yoga and music helps in palliative care and improving quality of life in the phase. It does not it does also produce affirmative emotional and psychological effects even in terminal and end of life situation. I do this therapy where I go to that health home where there are palliative care and terminal cases. I do this very often. So this is organic phase where though we can't correct their thing, but we can correct their emotional thing. That means we can help them to leave their body peacefully. So that is what we can do. And coming to what is music. So music is a science concerned with the systematic management of sound at all the levels in the universe. Music is an art as it awakens the aesthetic consciousness, dealing with expression of your feelings and emotion. So music is the means and method by which we can revive and re-establish our relationship with nature. So again, it is nature because all the sounds, sari, gama, pada, ni, all the sapta swaras have come while primitive man was imitating the nature, sounds in the nature. We have sa, shadja from peacock, ri, rishabha from bull. Like that, we have got the sapta swaras when we were imitating the sounds in the nature. So when you sing song, it helps us to revive and re-establish our relationship with the nature. Let me try to play this. I hope the sound is audible. Please let me know. Are you able to hear?
No, ma'am.
Not able to
No,
hear?
no,
Okay.
no.
I think I have to go stop sharing and go back. So when I share, I should share with audio. Share sound and optimize. Okay. Are you able to hear?
Yes, yes.
We express ourselves to connect with nature, and a lot of landscapes, a lot of beautiful expression of the nature goes through our body and becomes as a sound, and we share it with nature. So it's a full circulation. It helps you to fall into trance when you call your spirit animals. Saka culture is very rich, and the basic belief is shamanism. Shamanism is actually even not a belief or religion, it's a style of life. As a phenomenon, it was born when the first men in this planet Earth realized that everything is interconnected: human being, nature, and the entire cosmos. So one of the major singing technique in my culture is Kalihaq, and that connects our three worlds in a body. Lower, which is related to fear, kuttal; middle world, which is taptal, related to love; and upper world, which is gratitude, mahtal. And all of these three worlds remain in balance through singing Kalihaq. And Kalihaq, it's like a yodel. There's a fundamental sound as coming from voice, like a chest sound, right? Like, and on top of that, I add this yodel-ish sound that comes actually from diaphragm. So it has some almost like a beat while you're singing. We believe that in our hair we store wisdom of our ancestors. So I really wanted to connect with the ancestors of that banyan tree, with my ancestors. And I started to sing, and I felt that an intimate connection with nature. Sound can travel without any obstacles. It can hit people's heart. And through singing and playing instruments, we are connected through the heart. And that bypasses mind. And in that state, we can connect through the songs of our hearts. I think it's really powerful and beautiful.
So here she talks about shamanism. See, yoga is she talks similar, like in parallel with yoga system, right? Yoga is a way of life. And also she talks about three things. That is, she talks about physical body, mental body, and the causal body, which is told in our scriptures. And it is that interconnectedness with Mother Nature gives that bliss, and it comes through the sounds when we open up our heart and sing. And please note that music is not just singing song. It is music, playing the instrument, and also dancing. Music includes also dancing. So you can see that how beautifully she has told. And here, next one is, one second. Let me move the slides. So where does yoga therapy and music converge? So the intersection of yoga therapy and music therapy happens at the level of Manomaya Kosha, catering to emotional healing through music, bringing in chitta prasadanam. So Patanjali gives this sutra 133, where he says, Maitri Karuna Muditopekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Vishayanam Bhavana Chitta Prasadanam. For you to have happy disposition, you should have 4 attitudes. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Maitri, to be friendly with those who are happy. Karuna, but we don't want to be friendly with those who are happy. I have right human psychology. We don't want to be friendly with those who are happy. Karuna is compassion for those who are in distress. Mudita is to be happy for those who are happy. Instead, we are jealous. Upeksha is non-judgmental attitude towards the wicked. Discount the wickedness. So when we develop these 4 attitudes, then it brings chitta prasadanam, happy disposition. So how do you do that? He suggests that in 233, Patanjali suggests that vitarka badane pratipaksha bhavanam. So whenever you are troubled with the wrong thoughts, disturbing thoughts, put the opposite. So music and musical experience help in this. That means to put that whenever we are troubled with wrong attitude, we should listen to those ragas or the piece of music which brings that aesthetic consciousness of Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, happiness. All this, we can, a particular raga or melody with a particular combination of swaras will help us to will help to bring these aesthetic mode of Karuna Rasa, where it may be Shringara Rasa, it may be Veera Rasa, it may be Shanta Rasa. It will help us to bring this aesthetic. When we listen to these ragas, it will help to bring this aesthetic mood. So this is what happens in music therapy. So what is music therapy? It is to remove our negative thought patterns and put the opposite, that is positive. So bring positivity. That is what is emotional healing or music therapy. That is what it does. Now let us see this influence of negative emotions on the systems and organs. I'll just play this. So you can see all these negative emotions affect liver. These affect heart, stomach, anguish, distress, worry, anxiety, overthinking, kidney, fear, insecurity, isolation, weak willpower, thyroid, impotence, humiliation, not speaking up, inability to confront, lungs, grief, sadness, detachment, depression. So spleen and pancreas, all these negativity. So you can see how the negative emotions will influence the particular sorry. Sorry about this. And traditional Chinese medicine also say that, anger affects the gallbladder, and grief, large intestine, lack of joy, small intestine, worry, stomach, bladder, fear, and anger, liver. Like this, it says how negative emotions will affect. And so coming to music therapy is emotional healing. And emotional healing is to ward off the negative feelings of criticism, anger, guilt, and resentment. See, most of the psychosomatic ailments comes due to the negative feelings of criticism, anger, guilt, and resentment. The moment we get into the worldly interaction, what happens? We start criticizing others. So when you start criticizing others, the same attitude, the same thing, you do it for your own self. Self-criticism also happens. And next one is anger. You want to control all circumstances and people in and around. Please underline and note it in red that you cannot control anyone. You cannot control any circumstances. Only thing you can control is your own self. Not even your own children. And third one is guilt. When you go against what is right, your inner voice, I told you, inner voice will be guiding you continuously, but it will never stop please remember, even if you snub the inner voice, it will never stop guiding. It will be continuously guiding. And then there is one point where you will understand, yes, you have done wrong thing. So that is what is guilt, and which Ayurveda also says as pragnaparada. And next one is resentment. If you see the diaries of cancer patients, um, there are many case studies in the net, you can read it sometimes. It is the resentment which causes cancer. So you can replace all these negative feelings, negative thought patterns with friendliness, calmness, compassion, and pleasantness, which is in line of Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So counter positive brings emotional healing. So for when you criticize, you can substitute friendliness, anger with calmness, guilt with compassion, resentment with pleasantness. So this is how you have to do the emotional healing with pratipaksha bhavana. So this is what is music therapy does. Music and music experience does this. And coming to Indian music therapy. So in music therapy is the use of music and musical elements, which is sound, rhythm, melody, harmony, and pitch, in a process designed to facilitate and promote communication, relationships, learning, mobilization, and expression. So, but this is in general, but coming to Indian music therapy, we have 7 technical compartments or basic elements, which is nada, shruti, swara, raga, tala, rasa, and tata. So nada is the sound which is produced with the interaction of prana, anala samyogamu. Prana is Tyagaraja Swami. If you know Tyagaraja Kirtanas, in one of his Kirtanas, he says prana anala samyogamu. Prana is vital flow force, like vital force, and Agni. These two elements together comes together and produces nada. And as a yoga people, we are much interested in anahata yoga, right? Where the seer or yogi, when he goes into trance, he listens to the 10 sounds. Hatha Yoga Pradipika says 10 sounds which is already there in universe. And the base for all these sound is Omkara, the sound vibration of the Lord. And second one is Shruti, the pitch, and Swara, the note, Raga, the melody, Tala, which is rhythm, and Rasa, which is the aesthetic mood produced by the Raga. Tata is the scale. So, so the basis of Indian music therapy is to use all these elements of music to facilitate suitable type of music for therapeutic application with specific tonal quality. The combination of specific swara will give rise to a specific rasa or aesthetic mood with the right type of melody, raga, played at a suitable time. This time theory in music is very important, which was followed from Yajurveda. That is what Sangita Makaranda, which was written by Narada Maharshi, says that playing the raga in the appropriate time, that is based on the time theory, is very important for removing the disease. Otherwise, it will give negative effect. That is what also is told in Sangita Makaranda. So this is a base for this is the base for Indian music therapy. Next is Rasanubhava. So experiencing the aesthetic mood in the raga is the key for emotional healing. So music can induce a wide array of strong emotions, including joy, sorrow, anxiety, and peacefulness or tranquility. Raga or melody, depending upon the combination of swaras, depicts a positive aesthetic mood, which we call it as rasa. For our musical purpose, we have Shringar rasa, Karuna rasa, Veera rasa, and Shanta rasa, love, compassion, courage, and peace. So when the mind becomes standstill or in a particular aesthetic feeling or mood, that is called as rasanubhava. So this is what happens. For physical things, physically, if you want to treat someone, you can give asanas. But for healing emotionally, you can give the appropriate music, which brings that pratipaksha bhavana. So that is what is rasanubhava, experiencing the aesthetic feeling which is depicted in that piece of music. And next one is, this is one aspect I want to bring, when linking to the rasa concept. See, positive thinking leads to health and releasing happy chemicals. Dopamine, oxytocin, endorphin, serotonin, all these are happy chemicals. See, love, joy, courage, calmness, wonder, all these are desirable rasas. Undesirable rasas are anger, all negative emotions, anger, fear, sadness, disgust, are you should remove that from our system. So bring our system to this desirable rasa. And persistent negative emotion, always if you are in angry mode or fearing, sad, being sad and disgust, what happens is, it creates a lasting biochemical environment in the body, where it is very difficult to reverse, and may also contribute to the disease onset. So happiness chemical like dopamine, reward chemical, oxytocin, the love hormone. You can listen to the ragas of Shringar Rasa, where oxytocin may get produced, and dopamine, the reward chemical with Veera Rasa, self assurance and rewarding thing, and serotonin, stabilizer, which where you can listen to those ragas which brings Shanta and Karuna Bhava, where serotonin is produced. Like that, music may help in releasing this happiness chemicals. And what is the key is resonance is the key. So resonance can occur when an object is vibrated at its natural frequency or naturally occurring frequencies, which is possible by music or chanting of mantras. We have Nadanusandana, right, in our tradition, where you know what happens. It's resonance is the key. Omkara, ma, then Omkara. We chant, and where there is a resonance which occurs and which helps in healing the cells and organs. And next is, there are many music therapy techniques. Music therapy is not just listening to raga. It is like voice percussions, which is konakol, and also tabla and mridangam. You can play, and listening to live or recorded music. Learning music assisted meditation techniques. I usually give music along with cyclic meditation, which is one of S. Vyasa's technique, and singing of, and even while doing pranayama, we can play flute, appropriate ragas, we can play the flute, and singing of familiar songs with live or recorded accompaniment. We have the star maker also, which you can download and start singing, and playing instruments such as hand percussion, also keyboard, and improvising music on instruments of voice. This is also a wonderful thing, which helps us to be in Ananda Maya Kosha, and changing the song lyrics, expressing our own feelings for a famous song. This happened to one of my client, where he changed the song lyric for Dil Hi Chota Sa, which is in Bilaval Rag. That for that he changed the lyric, and it was very nice. He could express his feelings. So all these techniques are comes under music therapy. And how does music help? So musical intervention can be designed to promote wellness, manage stress, alleviate pain, express feelings, enhance memory, improve communication, promote physical rehabilitation. All these things can be done. In my studies, I have checked for this parasympathetic activation, where there was a reduction in stress, and also alleviate pain. That also has been done with music, and enhance memory, attention, and concentration. That also was possible in most of the papers we have done this. Physical rehabilitation also was possible. And now just let me give you an example how music is treated. Let us take that you are giving yoga therapy for asthma. In the background, while giving this yoga, that is what I do for my clients. I play the appropriate ragas in the background. Now, here I use pure music, like it is just no lyrics and no percussions. I use pure music. Sometimes we can add percussion music based on that. If it is dynamic asanas and all, percussions can be used. So, what is, you have to know the emotional cause of the disease, and bring the positive assertion to the through music. That means pratipaksha bhavana. Now, what is emotional cause of asthma is, when there is a difficulty in breathing, it is the feeling of unloved and sad. It is a feeling of stifled, suppressed, and crying. So this is according to a research paper. And also there is a book called Louis Hay, who has written the emotional cause of each disease. From A to Z, she has listed the disease, and she has given the wrong thought pattern which has caused the disease, and the right thought pattern she has given. And coming to this Louis Hay, who has done a lot of research in this metaphysical cause or emotional cause of the disease, her own case, I just want to tell you, she was diagnosed with with cancer at the age of 18. So what was the cause was, she was continuously sexually abused by her stepfather. So what she did was, she thought she was responsible for whatever is happening, and it reflected as cancer on her body. So what she did was she ran away from the house. So she ran away from the house and she said, it's okay, it has happened. You're not responsible for that. Continuous positive affirmation. After a few months, her cancer condition had reversed. Amazing thing happened, and she was alive till 90 years. I had attended her workshop in Mumbai, and she has written this book which I can share. I can share that book also. It's also available, I think, on net. So here there is a difficulty in breathing in the case of asthma because unloved and sad. That is, causes anguish to love and be loved. So asthma happens because of feeling stifled, suppressed, and crying. So when does smooth breathing happens? It happens with love and freedom. How do you bring that? Let us try to understand how music works for asthma. Music stimulates the part of the brain controlling breathing and emotions. Music stimulates the parasympathetic relaxation nervous system. Singing helps the lungs to empty more fully. This avoids frequent top-up breaths. So this is how music works for asthma. Now, healing notes for asthma. How does it happen? So evocation of love, Shringar Rasa. Notes that evocate is Ridha Tivr, Ridha Shuddh. For Bilaval Tat, it is Ridha Shuddh. Kalyan and Kamaj, Ridha Tivra. That is the combination of swaras which evokes Shringar Rasa. And thoughts under Kalyan Thats, those ragas under Kalyan, Bilaval, and Kamaj thoughts brings Shringar Rasa. And the corresponding South Indian, that is Mela Karta, is Kalyani, Shankarabharana, and Harikampoji. So, how do I make the positive affirmation? I say, I choose to love and be loved. Love is the portion of the soul itself and is of the same nature as the celestial breathing of the atmosphere of the paradise. So when you do this positive affirmation and listen to those ragas, it may help in emotional healing. So let me give you a small glimpse of some bhajans which help where you can have a glimpse of Kalyan, Kamaj, and Bilawal. Just you can listen just for 1 minute. You are able to listen. You're hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
पिया तो से लगा जो ये मन, मैं तो हो गई हूँ रे मगन। पिया तो से लगा जो ये मन, मैं तो हो गई हूँ रे मगन। बन के फिरूं मैं शाम की जोगन, बन के फिरूं मैं शाम की जोगन, लागी ऐसी लगन। पिया तो से लगा जो ये मन, मैं तो हो गई हूँ रे मगन।
So this is Kalyan. You can feel that love in that raga, how beautiful you can experience. And music therapy is willful submission to these notes. So you should close your, that is what we call it as Gana Dhyana. You close your eyes and submit yourself to that notes. So I'll play one Kamaj thing, very beautiful song. It's a famous song. You will know this.
लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स के लिए अल्ट्रा
Sorry for that ad thing.
लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स के लिए अल्ट्रा चैनल्स को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को प्रेस करें।
This is Mach Kamaj.
पड़ी मैं तेरे
How does it feel when Lord looks at you? Dekh to le ik baar, how beautiful it is. So it is, as I told you, music is for the Supreme Lord, connecting to the Supreme Lord. Any song without that connection, it is not a song. That is what I want to say. It is devotion is what is very important.
से घनश्याम आयो कहाँ से घनश्याम रैना बिताई किस धाम रैना बिताई किस धाम हाय राम आयो कहाँ से घनश्याम आयो कहाँ से घनश्याम रात की जागीरे रात की जागीरे आँखियाँ है तोरी रात की जागीरे आँखियाँ है तोरी हो रही गली गली जिया की चोरी हो रही गली गली जिया की चोरी हो नहीं जाना बदनाम हाय राम आयो कहाँ से घनश्याम आयो कहाँ से घनश्याम
So this is another Bilawal, our famous, we sing every time. It is Bilawal. Our famous Bilawal. Even our Dil Hi Chota Sa is also in Bilawal Rag. So next.
लेटेस्ट अपडेट्स के लिए अल्ट्रा चैनल्स को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को प्रेस करें।
वाला कीपैड फोन
So physical, this is one case study I'll just share with you and finish my talk. So physical and emotional healing for rheumatoid arthritis through yoga and music. This is a case study which I can share that paper also. So people with RA deal with emotions of powerlessness, dependency, threats to your self-respect, interruptions in their social life, strained family relationship, and challenges in maintaining their employment, leading to lack of self-assurance among every other everyday stresses. Along with the everyday stresses, they will have all these negative feelings. So the Pratipaksha Bhavana, which is self-assurance and courage, which can be brought about with listening to particular ragas. Here, what we did was, it was 8-week studies. The first 4 weeks was with yoga. And second 4 weeks, what we did, along with yoga, we put an add-on therapy with Raga, Kafi, Pilu, Asaveri, and Thodi. These ragas, there was 1 hour, 1-to-1 session. It was a case study. So, one-on-one yoga session for 1 hour comprised of Sukshma Vyayama asanas for improving mobility. Under pranayama, we added Nadi Shuddhi and Brahmari, known for parasympathetic activation and stress reduction. Along with that, we gave these ragas. Just I will give you a glimpse of how these ragas brings that changes with the self-assurance and courage. And one important thing is, in Carnatic music, we have this Tillana composition called Tillana that helps in bringing that self-assurance and courage and valor, that, hey, don't worry, everything will be fine for you. That mood, it is brought out. I'll just make you to listen this very beautiful thing. It's a famous by our Aruna Sairam. Very beautiful it is. It is Kalinga Nartana. Very beautifully she sings.
ತಾಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದರಿತ ಜಣಂದರಿತ ದಿಂದಿತ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ಜಣು ಅದ್ಭುತ ನರ್ತನ ಚಿತ್ರಿತ ಮುದ್ರಿತ ವಿದ್ಯತ ಮುದ್ಭವಂ ಅದ್ಭುತಮದ್ಭುತ ತಾಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತಾ ಅದ್ಭುತ ನರ್ತನ ಚಿತ್ರಿತ ಮುದ್ರಿತ ವಿದ್ಯತ ಮುದ್ಭವಂ ಅದ್ಭುತಮದ್ಭುತ ತಾಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತಾ ಜಣಂದರಿ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತಾ ವಿಧಿಸುತ ಕಾಲ ವಿಧಿಸುತ ಶೀಲ ಗದಿಶಯ ನೀಲ ಧೃತ ಪದಲೋಲ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದ ತತಕು ಜಣಂದರಿ ತಾ ವಿಧಿಸುತ ಕಾಲ ವಿಧಿಸುತ ಶೀಲ ಗದಿಶಯ ನೀಲ ಧೃತ ಪದ ಲೋಲ ತತಕು
The concept behind this is Kalinga Nartana, where Krishna danced on that Kalinga, that Sarpa, where he, it was full of negativity, right? That means removing of negativity from your system, where you are removing it with Kalinga Nartana, dance of the Lord. So this, when you listen, actually it will also bring the Pratipaksha Bhavana. That is the concept behind that, and it has helped therapeutically. It has helped me, many of my patients. I'll just play this one song, beautiful song in Kafi Rag.
ना देरे ना देरे ना 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 आ आ आ ना देरे ना 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 आज खेलो शाम संग होरी आज खेलो शाम संग होरी पिचकारी रंग भरी केसर के पिचकारी रंग भरी केसर के आज खेलो शाम संग होरी खेलो शाम संग होरी आज खेलो शाम संग होरी श्याम संग होरी श्याम संग होरी होरी.
There's one more beautiful song, Paddeep.
ಸಾರೆಗಾಮ ಕಾರ್ವಾ
this is Pradeep from Kafitat. So just I gave you the glimpse of how, and you can also this I used for PCOS. You can just see how I have used. As a background music, you can play this. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Ma'am,
Huh.
that was mind-blowing. You can stop sharing so that we can see you.
Yeah,
Fully.
yeah.
Oh, you can add so many adjectives, mind-blowing, awesome, amazing, tremendous. It was a very, very, very beautiful session. Thank you so much. Whoever got this live, listening to you, all these raga that you played, I'm sure they would understand, how you have so beautifully integrated the concepts of yoga therapy and music therapy, brought them out together, how you put them together, and for alleviating many of the problems, how do you help with your patients, your clients. It's so beautiful. And on top of all this, you played those beautiful ragas and transported, I'm sure, each and every one of us into a different plane of existence. Ananda Maya Kosha, as you were speaking about it, I think we experienced that, state of bliss through your explanations, the ragas that you played, and amazing, amazing session, man. Thank you so much. Bow down in humility.
No, it is all because
It
I
is,
didn't speak. Krishna spoke.
I
If
know that.
anything is wrong, I think I have done that. If
That's
anything is right there, it is Krishna who has done, because I am a devotee of Krishna.
beautiful. Let's
For
again,
me, music is for Krishna. That is why I have promised my mom I will not sing on stage. I will sing only for the
Krishna.
patient.
Like so beautifully, the person who was cooking for the superiors, and he started cooking for the Lord, and how they started enjoying, and so beautiful, ma'am, so beautiful. You have connected uh, a special sphere. That's what I would say. So again, thank you so much for bringing out the whole essence so wonderfully. And I'm sure each and every one present here, and those who are going to listen to all this later, through the recorded videos, are going to enjoy this, and they are going to be benefited immensely. So beautifully you started off, explaining the mind, Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. Starting from there, how you brought it out so beautifully with all, you gave 4 C's. I have noted down 3. If you can explain the 4th one. Criticism, comparing, competing. When you go out into the world, what is the other C?
Comparing, competing, complaining.
Okay, complaining. I think I missed out on that. You kept on, going ahead. So a few pointers in between. I think a lot of pointers got lost. Like the whole session, very, very beautiful. And the way you explained that case study, how beautifully it was. That is the main purpose of, therapy, through music, through yoga, and how integrated effect of both these have alleviated so much. The Pratipaksha Bhavanam, you brought it out so beautifully. Again, how to replace the negative tendencies with all these positivities. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
So
so
I
much.
will now open, I think I have noted down from the chat box a few questions.
Oh,
I'll put that out before you, after which I will, open it up for those who are, now I can see a few hands raised. So after that, we will come back to you. One Miss Shubhra Kundu had asked what type of attitude should be maintained for disliking a person such that conflicts does not happen. So that is the question that she had put. Miss Shubhra, if you are there, you can unmute and maybe, ask your question yourself. Otherwise, I have asked the question for you. Ma'am, can you?
yes. See, it is very difficult. This upeksha bhavana is there, na? It's most difficult because our attitude only is you want to be dissecting others' character, dissecting and like you want to find out that what is wrong in that. You don't see that good in that person. So that attitude, for that only one thing is love. Love, that is why I said in the beginning, yoga is love. That means if you can't see Pratipaksha Bhavana, immediately when you hate some person, immediately you can't put love. That is very difficult. I understand. But at least a being neutral. Okay. Discount. Okay. Lord will take care of him. I will tell you one small thing, one small instance, what my father did. This happened when I was very young. I was wearing specs at the very young age, like 8 years. And my power was -3 at that time. Very young age. What my father did was, he took me to Pondicherry for your Arvindo Ashram, and he taught me this eye exercise. I was so young. I was very playful also. I didn't want to do that eye exercise. He threatened me every day. He used to come and ask in the night, did you do? So before he comes, I used to sleep. So that he doesn't ask. But today, after many years, he just said that you do, and he left it there. Afterwards, he stopped asking. You can tell a person and chhod do. Afterwards, it comes from within, the repentance and that realization, because the Lord in the heart will give that jnana. Because when the soul enters into the jiva, even the Lord enters. Lord is so loving. Love, you have to learn from him. He's so loving. He don't want us to suffer in this material world. So he comes with us, stays in our heart. He guides us, but we don't listen to that. So when we don't, when something upeksha bhava comes with this chhod do comes, what is, we tell that regularly, right? Let go, chhod do yaar. What it is actually, chhod do yaar is, you can correct yourself, but don't try to control or correct others. एक बार बोलो छोड़ दो. So my father told, and he left it. But later on, there was no day I repented. I didn't do eye exercise. So many days I have repented. Ayo, why I didn't do that? I give this example to my children also. My son also I give. See, this is what I did. If you want to listen, you listen. Otherwise, so that is what is my experience I have told.
Hope you are doing it now, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now I will do. Now regularly I have to do. Whether you do it or not in the young age, after 50 though, you have to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. There's one Satish Badwe. He wants to know the name of the book.
Which book? Louise Hay? You can
I
heal
think
your life. You can
Yeah.
heal your life. I can write it in this chat box.
Chat box. Yeah,
I
that's
can
what he.
share the soft copy.
Yeah. Maybe that would be really helpful.
I can share that.
So when ma'am shares it, I think you people can download it right away and store, keep it safe. Ma'am, there's one
I
more
can share it
question.
to you. I can share it to you.
Yeah, we will share it to the IYA people, and those who want can take it from there.
Yeah.
And there's one more question. One was Ramya Murali. She has asked, release of hormones, happiness chemicals, is it universally the same or differs from person to person? That's a question that she had asked.
What is that? Sorry.
Release of hormones, happiness chemicals, and all that you were telling, no, the serotonin, dopamine, and all that when you were explaining. She asks, is it universally the same or differs from person to person?
How that person takes. See, for example, love hormone. For that, you have to change your attitude from within and also external things. That is why they say they hug the family, they play with the dog, they play with the child. Why? All these things helps in oxytocin thing. It depends upon how you deal, how you bring it within yourself. So it's all about, see, yoga, please remember and underline. Yoga is all about, somebody has shared it. Yoga is all about awareness. Being aware is that is why I said for big in the Swadhyaya, Kayanupaschana, Vedanupaschana, Chittanupaschana, Dhammanupaschana. That's very important. Be observing. So that when you observe only, you can correct. Half the solution comes when you know where is the problem, right?
Absolutely.
So that is one.
So
Somebody has
well,
asked one question.
where do we get the raga associated for different diseases?
Oh, okay.
That was one more question
That
that
is
has
what
come.
I teach in my course.
So
That is what I teach in my course.
you can heal your life. That is the name of the book.
No,
Okay.
no. Introduction to Indian Music Therapy
Uh-huh.
is my book, of course.
Mm.
There is one paper, I can share the name. There I have given some 10 disease, I have given ragas. Review of rasas and ragas and its therapeutical application.
Okay. There's one more question. Does the frequency of that particular raga produce the same result? I think what they mean is like for everybody, does it give the same result? Is what they
That is why I told you it is the it is how the music therapist brings the raga, brings the environment. So usually my students who are doing this music therapy, what they do is they make them to do pranayama, then little of pranayama, then afterwards they will oh, Kushal is there, my student who has got the certificate here.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste. So how you bring the how you create the environment for listening, and you have to explain to them, this is the combination of swara, this is the combination, these are the ragas. And when you listen, willful submission, that is why I use that word, if you remember in my talk 2 times. Willful submission is what is very important while listening. That means you should submit yourself to the ragas. So then only the changes will happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would love to ask Dr. Sunanda Rati to please unmute.
Sunanda ji, namaste. How are you?
I'm fine. Karuna ji, I have interacted with you so many times, but this was amazing.
Thank you.
I have never heard you for such a long time. And I would like to comment one thing for your parents to keep your name Karuna. Karuna Upeksha, which you were explaining, it is there in your blood and your name.
Thank you so
I
much.
just have one question. So many times we interacted, but this was amazing. See, when we are practicing regularly our yoga asanas with complete awareness, which raga or music we should put in our practice?
It
Like I
depends
practice
upon
for
it.
1.5 hours. So what
Ah.
I should play?
Huh.
Generally, I play Om meditation or Shiva, any songs.
Okay.
But now, after listening you, I am asking you this specific question for daily, every day.
So you can play instrumental music. Okay, number one. So instrumental music in the background, and you see that it doesn't actually obstruct your instructions. It should be in the background. And that is one thing. And second one is don't use pure music. I told you in my class, like in while talking, pure music which doesn't have lyrics and percussions, preferably. Percussion is allowed, not much. Usually I use Pandit Ravi Shankar and Hariprasad Chaurasia's flute in the background. And pertaining to what raga, in general, you can use Shringar Rasa. And it depends upon the time theory of the raga. Okay. All these things I have given in my book. You can order in Amazon. It is there. If you want, you can order.
Yeah. I will order book, and can you give us the link of your classes?
Yeah, sure. I will be starting my next batch. This batch is getting over. My 11th batch is getting over by. This is just weekend. Regular batches is I do it regularly. This weekend batch December में start करती हूँ. You can join that. I can send that. Yeah. So आराम से you can learn properly. In my class, I also give what are the questionnaires to be given. Like, see, it is not just giving a raga, but what is the effect? For that, you have to take the feedback, right? What questionnaires you have to give, how you have to do all these things. I will be giving in my class.
Yeah. Another thing about the Karunaji, which I would like to tell, all S. Vyasa books which are published, she is the backbone or a spinal cord of those books, which I know about her, which you are not aware. So all books, scientifically designed books which are published, Karuna is a backbone. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunandaji. Karuna ma'am, many people have been asking again and again how to join your course. So if possible, please leave a message or a mail to IYA people, and these people can contact the Indian Yoga Association, the coordinators who are there in the group, the cycle group, and they can get the link or where to join, how to join, the details. They will get it from the IYA associates who are coordinating this whole course. And one more advantage is that we have people from all around the globe attending this session. We have people from Sri Lanka. I know somebody there from Norway. I think from Bangladesh. These are a few which I noticed, but international audience are also there. So the Indian Yoga Association has been so successful in bringing us all together, through these cycle programs. Wonderful. And there are a few more people who have raised. Mr. Balaram Menanji, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
And one more thing, when they join my course, they will be getting this book freely as a course material. So they don't have to purchase if they have something to join the course.
Yes. Wonderful. So Balaram ji, you can ask your question.
Balaram ji, namaste. Please let me know.
Wonderful session, madam. A combination of the yogic therapy and music therapy,
Thank you, sir.
and introduction of the music therapy to the yoga aspirants are also is a new sign of this one, especially controlling the emotions and all.
Thank you, sir.
IYA also, I'm a member of IYA. I'm from Bombay, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. You please, you can come to my therapy sessions also, music therapy sessions also.
Thank you, everybody. It is getting very late. Very quickly, I will ask just 1 minute because it is past 12. Mr. Satish Badwe, if you can unmute and please ask your
Didi,
question or comment.
can you hear me?
Yes, Satish ji.
Didi, is it possible to know the mindset of the person who is playing the instrument?
Very good question.
reverse integration. See, whenever I usually play tabla, when I come home, initially sometimes the sound is loud. Later on, it stabilizes and get as required. Whenever I play different tals for daily evening, these different sounds is come. So whether I want to know whether we can know the person who is playing the instrument, we can know how his emotions are.
Very good question. Yes, you can understand the mood. If you are opening up your ears, you can understand. Even the singer, in what mood that person. I'll just tell you one instance. I'll give you about MS Amma. You know MS Subbalakshmi. Somebody asked her, you have for your programs, when she was in peak, they were never getting the tickets for her shows. Somebody asked her, Amma, how do you feel? You get so much of applause, you get so much of thing when you are sitting on the stage. You have so much of people around you who are applauding, and you are giving applause, and they are just looking at you. How do you feel while singing? It seems somebody asked. She answered her answer. That is why her idol is being placed. It is not people who have placed. It is the Lord's wish that it is placed in Tirupati, if you see. Because she has sung Annamacharya Kirtanas so beautifully. What was her answer was, when I sit, I close my eyes, it is me and the Lord. I don't see anyone in front of me. This was the answer. That means anything. That is why in our culture and tradition, temples were the cultural centers where there used to be a stage, and the songs were sung only for the Lord. It was not on stage with the matching jewelries, matching sari, all these things. That was not the concept. The concept was singing for the Lord. When you sing for the Lord, automatically therapeutical aspect happens. See, I will tell you one more aspect there, which is called as I explained this in my class. I'm going to explain it here. There is a concept called mirror neurons. In whatever the bhava that person is singing, that gets reflect on the listener and also the follower. That is why, if you see in Bengal tradition, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sing and people used to lead, and he was singing in such a ecstasy. That is why Harinama Sankirtana became so popular because of him. Because when he was singing, it seems tears were coming out. That viraha bhava of separation from the Lord, he used to that used to get reflected upon the followers, whoever was following, and also those who are listening. So whatever bhava in which the artist performs, it gets reflected. That is why I'll tell you, even the performer gets affected when a wrong rasa is being depicted in their art. Nowadays, the art whatever, movies is full of violence, full of negativity, full of fear, violence, all violence it is. If you open Netflix, what is there? It is horror movies, violence, sex, crime, only this much. So when they are performing this, it affects their inner being. That is why if you see, most of them die with cancer. Film artists, if you see.
Thank you so much.
Why MS Amma lived so long? Why Balamurali Krishna lived so? Most of the musicians live long because they will touch that creator. That yoga will happen. Yujjate anena iti yoga will happen.
Thank you.
So that is very important.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We can go on listening to you, but it is my duty, responsibility to compile this whole thing. And again, thanking you wholeheartedly. Gratitude for such a wonderful session. Let's finish up with the Shanti Mantra. Thank you all, the audience, the participants who have joined us and stayed with us throughout the program, for your wonderful participation and all the comments, beautiful comments that you had given, appreciating the program presentation of Dr. Karuna ma'am. Thank you all. So we'll finish up with the Shanti Mantra, requesting you all to please sit erect, eyes closed. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh. This is Dr. Meena Ramanathan signing off on behalf of IYA. Till we meet the next cycle program, the next month, second Sunday. So thank you all and take care. Have a great day and a wonderful life. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You can all unmute and say thank you to Dr. Karuna ma'am as you leave out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are blessed today.
Oh,
Thank you.
Kalpesh ji is here. Wow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Dhanyavad.
So wonderful. They had all been here, and thanks again, Dr. Karuna ma'am. So